Hey, welcome reefers, this is Lee from Reefer Explained. Today we are in the sump. Yeah, sorry about the camera angle. I'm just showing you what I'm working on right now. We have the UV Sterilizer. For anyone that doesn't have one, obviously clarity of water helps keep the water super crystal clear, and it will help against prevention of some algae as it's free flowing through the UV to sterilize it, and also to help fish for disease prevention really. But these flow rates need to be adjusted accordingly per tank size, and for what you're trying to do, if it's kind of fish eradication of disease or like prevention of that really, white spot ick maybe, or keeping the tank really clean. Really, I'm running mine for algae purposes, but I've never really tried to dial this in on the correct flow rate. It is just running off an Eheim. I think it's a 600 or a 300 pump below, which is a little mini compact pump. They're pretty good, reliable, last quite a long time, but they do give off a bit of a hum. So that is one annoying thing that I would like to fix in the future, maybe mount it in a better way. Originally I've put this Eheim on a piece of board with some dampening material, which would soften the blow. The bracket that it comes with on the side that's here, and it just houses it, and I put a like a rubber dampening noise pad around it, so it absorbs the vibration as the pump pushes through. It seems to want to make a lot of noise. Maybe if it was mounted to the stand it might be a bit better, but I was more concerned it would be vibrating through the stand. So this way there's it's mounted to a piece of wood, so it's over the tank, so if anything were to happen here to come off, the water would just flow back into the tank. The same the other end, it would just disconnect and then would be fine. So it's just running from the sump where the return pump is, and it's running back into the overflow chamber where all the water comes down. So that's where mine is. Ideally you should have it coming from, I believe, the sump going up to the top of the tank, and then it will just recirculate round. You could run it off the main kind of weir return section on the thing, but you would have to dial the flow in. I think it would be quite tricky, so a lot of people tend to use this method. And there is it's because it's down the side of the sump, there's a rubber dampening mat underneath this piece of wood as well, so it's away from the actual glass or anything like that. And so this is served me well, and never had an issue with it. The reason I'm looking at it today is UV bulbs tend to not last that long. They give them a 12-month warranty with the bulb, but I think you should change them out every 6 months. I change mine out every 4 months, 4 to 5 months maximum period, just because the bulb will deteriorate over that period. It's running 24/7, mine is anyway. You could put it on a timer, but to be honest with you, I just thought about running the pump and the UV at the same time, obviously at the same time, but running 24/7. The reason I'm changing the bulb out, it's only about 3 months old. I think the pump wasn't pumping water through and the bulb was on, so my theory is that the bulb may have blown, or the light is still on. So we're going to take a look at it now. We're going to undo the housing. So I've turned the UV off. I turned it off last night so that it wasn't hot for today. With this Eheim 350 UV sterilizer, you can just buy the bulbs from anywhere. They sell them on Amazon, and they're about £5 to £7 usually on Amazon. And I think, to be honest with you, they're pretty much the same. I think they're 7-watt bulbs. You can buy them directly from Eheim, or a better quality one maybe, I'm not sure, but these seem to work for me, and £5 or £7 is not a deal breaker. So we're just going to try and unscrew this, but it's in such a position that I have to kind of take it out and everything else. So we are going to do this now. So what I do is I tend to pull it away from the bracket, take this rubber mat off, and then now we can see the screws here. There's 2 screws on the top, which we'll need to undo. Obviously you don't want to drop these screws in and lose them inside your sump if you had a lot of media or anything, so just be mindful of that. One, and put the screws to the side with the new UV bulb. With the new UV bulb you'll get a glove, like a plastic glove to wear, so you don't touch the bulb with your hands. It's very important. I think it damages the bulb. So take the other screw out. The housing part, the top just comes off over the cable here, so you can sort of twist it around like so. And then this part here has got a little catch at the front. You just press it in and pull up. So we're going to press and pull up like so. Okay, and we're going to try and put this on top of the skimmer for now. That's fine, it's not going anywhere. Yep, just make sure of that actually. There we go. So the UV bulb doesn't look too bad, to be honest with you. It's got a bit of darkening going on, but I'm going to change it out for the new one. I'll just show you now. It's a good idea to have the cables clipped up or zip tied to something else in case something was to fall in the water. It's not on anyway, so we'll be fine there. So we're just going to put the trusted glove on. So anyone's thinking about a UV sterilizer, the Eheims are one pretty good. They're quite reasonable. I think this was about £110 at the time for this 350 watt. I think it's up to like maybe 70 gallons. So here's the new bulb. I don't know if you're going to be able to see anything different really. It's a bit darker, the old one. And you want to just check the bulb, use the glove, obviously you've got the glove on. So just make sure it all looks okay, it's not busted inside or anything like that. All looks good. And so we're going to disconnect the old one. You just literally grab it from there and you just pull out and we are disconnected. So it's got these pins and then it would go into this part here. Just check anything, make sure nothing looks burnt out or anything weird going on. Just pick up the new bulb from the base. It's going to clip back in, so it's going to clip back in here. When you hear the click, you're good, you're back in, and that's it. That's the bulb changed, all looks good. Now inside the actual housing there is a quart sleeve, which is basically a glass cylinder for where the light passes through, so the water goes around that. And that is something you want to check from time to time. I know that certain companies will sell new quart sleeves. I don't know about Eheim, I haven't seen one. So I took mine out and basically gave it a vinegar bath and scrubbed off the alkalinity, like the alkaline. It was like a lot of stuff on there. So it all seems good now and clean, which I would have never known if I'd not checked. So you just push this back in, hear the little like click, make sure it's tightened up, make sure everything's sealed. This takes like a few minutes to do, and as I said, you should change these out really every 6 months. I'm just changing out pre for that because I just wasn't sure on the bulb. It looked okay, but I think the newer it is, the more strength you get, obviously. Just push that back down, we're back in place. Gonna put the screws back in now. I'd like to probably do an experiment where I turn the UV off for a period and see if there's any noticeable change. Probably a lot of film would gather on the glass more. I'm cleaning the glass every three or 4 days when I see like a lot of like kind of film on the glass, like algae. So that's something, but if I didn't have this on there, then maybe I'd see the algae a lot more in that respect. Anyone got any ideas what UV sterilizer I should run on this reef? What pump that I could run with it that's really dead silent, like a DC one that's controllable? That would be amazing. And maybe like with a housing bracket, I'd like to get a longer one, something that's gonna do more than 7 watts in this chamber. If I can just show you the pump, let me just see. So let me just pick this up and show you. So, okay, not the white and pink one, that's the DC. There's the little pump down there. It's just an Eheim compact. They have like a little adjuster on there, just stops how much flow is going through. But really, they are quite noisy. As I said, they can be very reliable on the basis, but yeah, it's not great. These, as I said, these pads are brilliant. I bought them on Amazon. I got a set of 2 for like £10. They're really thick, and they, I think they're like food grade. I don't know about leaving it in the sun and putting a pump underneath it. That might be okay, but I didn't like the idea of that. Obviously, if I wanted to use it for that purpose, but this was a great dampening tool, and it helps the Eheim go into place a lot better. And just make sure that it's in there, it's not going to fall, and it's at a slight angle so that it's not trapping any air. Yeah, we've now successfully changed out the bulb on the Eheim 350. If you like the video, please give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe. We are going to be doing more reviews and updates on this as we go along. But there's the Eheim little pump down below, the 350 UV, and it just comes down and then back into my overflow section here. So it just keeps recirculating that way. Any ideas on what I should run next? I'm thinking about an upgrade at some point with a DC controllable one, just so I can get flow right to really clean up the kind of algae spores. That would be great. Any advice would be really helpful on this. Thanks guys for watching, and see you on the next one.